Hey girl, hey! So I am going to be doing an entire video all about advice for people who are going to be incoming freshmen this year in high school, or any year that you're watching this, I guess. This is kind of the beginning of my back to school series, and I know you guys are probably like, why are you doing this to me? I don't want to think about school, because I'm like that on the inside. But I'm starting it pretty early because I want to space them out enough so it's not like straight back to school videos, and because I know a lot of people do go back earlier. I don't go back till mid-September, but I want to get it up in time for everyone, so it's just a little bit early, but I hope you don't mind, and I hope this helps you out. And I have a whole page of notes on advice I want to give you guys, and just some accumulated tips. This is not like expert advice, but I'm going to be a senior next year, so I figured I could, you know, give you a few things to help you out. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to say is total cliche, but just don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Don't be nervous. I know that really probably doesn't help you at all. It's easier said than done to not be nervous for your first day of high school and everything. But just honestly, like once you get there and you're there for like a week, you're gonna look back and be like, what was I ever worried about in the first place? Because there is nothing to like really genuinely be afraid of in high school. It's not that big of a deal. And I think if you come with an open mind and with a good attitude that you're not going to have anything to be afraid of, then you're gonna have like the best time. Kind of opposite of that is be aware of the attitude towards freshmen. I'm not saying that it's like a big deal or anything, but freshman classes, like, I don't want to sound too like harsh or like too straightforward with this, but the freshman classes are generally not very liked like by the upperclassmen. I'm not saying that it's going to go for everyone in every school and every person. It's just like a general stereotype. It's not you in particular. It's nothing personal against you. It's just the entire freshman class in general. It's just like kind of looked down upon. Upperclassmen, they're all talk if they say something stupid like, oh, annoying little freshman or something like that. Like they won't actually do anything to you. They're just trying to like scare you because it's fun for them. But like honestly, it doesn't happen that much. It's pretty much like the first week of school is when they get it all out of their system, and the rest of the year it's like, oh whatever, it's a freshman. So just be aware of like if an upperclassman's being like all intimidating and stuff, they won't do anything. It's not a big deal. Don't be scared of it, and not all upperclassmen are like that either. So I'm just saying like right now that freshmen aren't like exactly welcomed with open arms to high school or anything, but don't be afraid of that either. It's really nothing to worry about. I'm gonna start like where everyone starts with their advice videos, orientation, and I think this is super important. Orientation is super important to pay attention to because orientation is going to be when you get your schedule. Usually you'll get your locker, you'll know where it is, you'll learn your combination, you'll get to, it's kind of just like a free day to like walk around your classes, and you can do whatever just with your parents and get a feel for the school. Really, I definitely encourage you once you get your schedule to walk through all your classes. Just so you know kind of the general path and where things are, and you like know once you're in a rush, if you're late to class or something on the first day, that you know where you're going. And I'm not saying that if you tour it on orientation day you're not going to get lost, because chances are you probably will get lost eventually. But I mean, in my school it wasn't that hard because we have a pretty small school. But every school is different, so it's hard for me to give advice for stuff like that. But definitely take advantage of orientation. Make sure you know the school as much as you can, and maybe get a map of it or something and study it before you go, not to orientation, but to class and everything, because it'll help you a lot if you're familiar with it ahead of time. And all the like lost wandering happens before school actually starts, you know? Memorize your locker combination as soon as you can. Like, it'd be really nice if you could, you know, do it a few times when you first get your locker combination on orientation, and run it a few times, and then try and do it without looking, and just try and memorize it as much as you can, because it'll help you later, because you don't want to be scrambling late to class first day of school because you can't remember your locker combination and you have 10 notebooks to put in your locker. Yeah, that wouldn't be very fun. What I'm saying is like on orientation is the time to familiarize yourself with everything. Going along with your locker, I think you should definitely use your locker throughout the year. I have friends that don't even open their locker. They don't know their combination. They haven't used it a day in their lives, and I don't understand how they do that, because my locker is literally like my savior, because I can keep all my stuff in it and keep it organized, and it's just so much easier to transfer stuff between classes. And I definitely think it's something you should use, a good organizational like tool. So definitely use your locker if you get one. Your first day of school is probably going to be the most intimidating. I came from a very, very small private school for middle school, and there were 8 people in my graduating 8th grade class. That's 8 people, and not even all of them went to that same high school. So I was basically on my own my first day of school. There's like a freshman day and then the first day of school for me. Like besides orientation, there's just a day where freshmen go and new students. So yeah, take advantage of that also to know your classes, and that's when your teachers talk to you for the first time and stuff. So yeah, but then on the first day of school, I was basically on my own. I mean, not completely, because I had like a really good friend that was a sophomore and I would talk to her and stuff, but obviously I didn't have her in any of my classes and she had her own friends and everything, so it was kind of just like awkward for me at first. If you have the opportunity to like meet up with your friends, like go in together, it'll make you feel so much better. If you know you're going in with someone else, just like communicate with your friends, make plans with them if you want to meet them between classes or something, if you both have to like go to the office for something. I just feel like it's easier to tackle your like beginning of high school if you have friends by your side. And if you were like me and you don't really have that luxury, then that's okay, because you'll make friends and it's not a big deal if you're on your own walking through the hallway. Then just make sure that you're kind of like staying close with your friends. You don't have to. I mean, if you'd rather go it alone, then that's cool too. But it's just probably a lot easier for you to handle like beginning high school if you have like a friend with you and you're planning lunch together and everything, know who's in what classes and stuff like that. In general, I think the first week of high school is probably the hardest, and then once you get through it, the rest is like a breeze. Like I said, I came from a very small school and we didn't even like switch classes that much. It was a private school, and the biggest shock for me was the number of people like walking through the hallways. There is just so many more people, and that was what was so weird for me to adjust to. Like I could handle switching classes and having different teachers, and that was really cool, but just like the number of people, it was just like overwhelming. One of my biggest pet peeves, like really irks me, is when you're walking down the hallway, and not even just freshmen, this is just for anyone, and people just like stop and you're like standing in the hallway, and then they like get mad at you if you run into them by accident because they stopped in the hallway to like talk to someone or something stupid like that. And it just like annoys me so much. It's like, don't stop in the hallway, please. If you're a freshman, if you're a senior, if you're a freaking like teacher assistant that's just walking in for the day, don't stop in the hallway, because it really makes people angry, and you will probably feel this anger at some point because it's so annoying when people stop in the hallway. There's no stop sign in said hallway, I can guarantee. So like at lunch, your first day, I mean every school's different, like I said, but at my school, everyone except for freshmen can leave campus for lunch, and everyone has the same lunch period. Because my school is relatively small, it's like 600, 700 people or something like that. So everyone has the same lunch, which sounds crazy, but it's nice at the same time because you don't have to worry about coordinating lunches with other people and who's gonna be my lunch and who do I sit by and stuff like that, because you'll always know people. But like for me, it was just kind of uncomfortable at first because, like I said, I had a really good friend who was a sophomore, but she had already like gone on in high school for a year and she had made all her new friends, and I was kind of like awkwardly outside that group, but I didn't have my own group yet, and it was just kind of like a really weird time for me. But like, I mean, I still hung out with her. I kind of like tagged along with her for a lot of things. If I could redo it, I would try and make my own friends at first. I think I relied on her too much, but like obviously throughout the year I made my own friends and things got a little different. But like, if you don't have the same lunch as your friends, you will find people, you'll make friends. There's probably like 90% of the, like, okay, maybe like 70% of the people in your lunch are probably going through the same thing. It's not like everyone is friends with everyone and they're guaranteed to have people in their lunch. Just like, you know, try and chat with people ahead of time and try and find someone that you might be able to, you know, hang out with if you can't leave campus or anything. If you're walking through the cafeteria, just like find someone that looks friendly and just put your brave panties on and sit down next to them and just introduce yourself, and you don't even know where it could go from there. If they like snub you or something, then that's okay. You know, you don't really need to make friends with them. But just kind of, you know, go out on a limb and try something new, meet new people. That's a good time is lunch, because then you can just talk to them. Be open to making new friends. Be nice. Smile. That's a big one. Just smile. Look friendly. And just like introduce yourself to people. High school is a time to completely change your group of friends. I basically only had one of the same friends throughout high school that I had in middle school. And we drifted a little bit, and that's gonna happen, and people are gonna change, and you're gonna make a ton of new friends like you don't even know. I didn't expect to, but honestly, like, I took a lot of honors classes, so I kind of had the same people in my classes, so it was kind of easier that way. But just like get involved in things where you can make friends and people that are similar to you, and just be open to making new friends and meeting new people, and just kind of put yourself out there, because you're gonna regret it later if you kind of kept yourself in your little shell and didn't branch out. Because like the beginning of high school, that's the time to do it, because everyone is in the same position where they're wanting to like try new things, make new friends, and that's like the perfect time to do it. So just don't be shy and just put yourself out there. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. There's so many more people to get to know. And that's the great thing about it, is because usually high schools, you won't have the exact same people, and there'll be new people to make friends with, and you might find like your new best friend or something like that, and you never know unless you try. So a simple hello, just being nice and friendly, just saying hi to someone, you don't know where that could take you. You could probably like click with them and find your new friend. So just really don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Something that kind of goes along with that is be open to change. Nothing is going to stay the same as it was in middle school, just straight up. People are going to change. People are going to not be the same people they were. That could be for the better or for the worse. And you will not have the same friends. You will definitely drift from your friends. Freshman year is kind of when you stay huddled together as freshmen, you know. But definitely sophomore, you'll see this more, where you kind of drift and your friend groups kind of sift through, so you can discover who your real friends are and who isn't who you thought they were. And you will change too, and you have to be open to that change. But at the same time, just like try and stay true to who you are and your values and stuff. I'm not saying that it's like a big deal, but like you're going to face things and challenges and decisions that could shape you as a person, and just like remember what's important to you and keep your priorities straight. And if you find the right friends, then they won't change you. Just be careful with your like decisions and stuff, and you will make new friends, you will lose some friends, but that's okay, because that's just how it is, and everyone goes through that. So now I'm going to talk about like classes and stuff like that a little bit more. Once you start classes, like the first day, most places, I don't know of a school that doesn't do this, but I'm sure there is one out there, that you can like change your schedule and switch your classes around for the first week or two of school. If something just doesn't feel right and the class is just not what you want to do, speak up, talk to your counselor and get it changed, because it's totally possible, and you don't want to be stuck in a class that is like a waste of your credit or something that you're just really not comfortable in for the rest of the semester. That being said though, don't change just because you know a friend's in this other period of the same class. They probably won't even let you. You have to have like a logical reason, but they'll understand if it's like the teacher you just don't feel like you can get along with in a way that could like affect your performance as a student, and it's just like the class you can't focus in or something like that. Just talk to your counselor, and they'll usually be pretty lenient with it, especially the first time, like the first couple weeks if you're a freshman. So just make sure that your schedule feels right, and there are going to be classes that you can commit yourself to, and it'll make it a lot easier if it's something that you're comfortable in. So take advantage of that you can switch your classes and you're not, you know, cemented into this schedule if you don't feel right about it. Definitely think you should challenge yourself as much as you can. Take advantage. If there's honors classes and you think you're up to the challenge, then definitely go for it. I've taken honors classes through high school and I don't regret any of them. Just don't take the easy way out on everything. Don't take a class just because someone said it's an easy A. Just kind of find a balance. I mean, you don't have to have like all super hard AP intense classes. You could have a couple like nice easy classes thrown in there, but just have a good mix, and don't all be easy, but don't like run yourself dry with a ton of hard classes. I mean, it's hard to think about this when you're just being a freshman and you have so much time ahead of you in high school, but kind of plan out your classes and know what you're gonna do throughout the rest of your high school career, just like in the way that like if you want to make it to like a certain math level and you're gonna have to double up on math classes one year, just kind of plan it out so you know what you're getting yourself into, and you know when that's gonna happen, and you just balance your classes evenly so you have like, because if you have to get classes out of the way for graduation requirements or something, just make sure that you are on the right track with your classes and when you're taking them. You don't have to have every single class for every single year planned out or anything like that. And you'll definitely change your mind, I'm sure, several times. But just kind of know in your mind what path and like where things are going to play out. And don't slack off, because you're going to regret it later if you know, didn't pay attention much and you look back when you're trying to fill out college applications and your freshman year is bringing down your GPA. That's kind of going to be a bummer for you. And freshman year, I know it's hard to adjust and you're just like getting used to high school and all this new stuff is going on, but just try and stay focused on school and don't let your grades drop below what you know you can do. Keep your priorities straight and make sure that school is one of those priorities, because before you know it, you're going to be a senior and you're going to be wishing that you had like a academic mindset when you were a freshman. Going along with that is definitely be super organized. I think it's really important to start out organized, and because then it's easier to maintain an organized lifestyle in school as well, like school-wise. And get a planner. Planners are so helpful. In my school, they like requires freshmen to have planners. They give them out to you. So I think it's really helpful if you write down what you need to do and when, and it just helps being organized. And being organized seriously is so important, because you have like 7+, maybe, I don't know how many classes you have, but we have 7 classes, and it's like keeping track of all this stuff. It's so much easier if you see it written down on paper in front of you. And communicate with your teachers. I'm not saying like, obviously every teacher is different, the way they run their class and everything, and maybe not all of them would be open to this, but just like keep a good relationship with your teachers and be nice to them. You don't have to like suck up to them or anything, but just like be nice to them. And if you're having problems in the class and you really don't understand something, communicate with your teacher. Let them know that. I'm sure they'd be more than willing to help you, because if you get a bad grade, that reflects on them too. So they want you to succeed. Teachers aren't out to get you and make your grades horrible, like I promise. They want you to succeed just as much as you want to. So if you put forth the effort and you need extra help and you talk to your teacher, I'm sure you'd be surprised of how far they can help you and get you in the class. Get involved early on in your high school career. That means like sign up for sports and clubs, do plays, you know, do extracurriculars, go to football games, go to dances, go to school functions and stuff like that. I think freshman year is the best time. It's like the most important time to do this, because personally, I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy for everyone, but freshman year is generally the easiest of the 4 years, so academic wise, I mean, and workload wise. So just take that advantage of that and get involved extracurriculars a lot, because once you do that, you can kind of sift through what you want to stick with and what you really like. Just try a ton of different things your freshman year, and then you don't have to stick with them all, obviously, and just kind of stick with what you like the most, and then stick through that for all 4 years. I really wish I had done that. That's one of my biggest regrets, is I really wasn't that involved. I'm involved in some clubs and stuff, but I wasn't a sports person. I never did drama, which I don't know, it's just like something that I wish I had done my freshman year, because then it's so much easier to stick with it that way, and you don't have to stick with it. That was the thing. And if you're doing it for college, your senior year, it's going to be kind of obvious. And be careful how you present yourself, I guess I want to say, because like, I'm not saying you should care so much what other people think. That's another one, is like, you shouldn't care too much what other people think, because these people's opinions of you aren't really going to matter when you're never going to see them outside of high school again. So like, don't care, but at the same time, be careful how you're presenting yourself and like how you're dressing and stuff. Because you don't want to like get a reputation that's gonna like rag on you. Like, you don't want to seem like, oh, slutty freshman girl, if you're just like wearing something that's like too revealing or something. Just be careful of like how you're presenting yourself. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, you want to find a balance between not caring what people think and putting out a good enough reputation of yourself, because just wear something that's like school appropriate. And to kind of finish this video off, just in general, like I said, don't be nervous. There's honestly nothing to be afraid of when it comes to high school. And just kind of take advantage. Make the most of your time as a freshman in high school. All of your high school years. Just make the most of your time. Before you know it, it flies by. It flies by. You don't even know. Like, it might seem like, oh my god, I'm here for 4 years. Like, what the heck? This is going to take forever. But like, one day you're sitting at freshman orientation watching the assembly of all these upperclassmen with the tennis school spirit, where you're scared like you don't even know, and then the next day you're sitting in front of your camera giving advice to freshmen, and you're going into your senior year and you don't even know what happened. So really just make the most of your time and have fun. Take a lot of pictures. This is something also that I have a lot of regrets about, is because I really haven't taken that many pictures in high school. I'm going to try and take more, but it's just like, you'll want those memories later, and just always keep them. Even if you think they're embarrassing, when you're like 30, you're going to love that you have them to look back on. Take pictures, like make memories, participate in things. Like, if it's homecoming week and you're like, your whole school's like cheering and stuff, just, freshmen are usually the ones that are like quiet and kind of intimidated, but just like, you know, participate, like show your school spirit, get into it, have fun with it, and it'll be worth it, because like, it's just like, it makes it more fun that way, is if you just like have school spirit. On homecoming week, my freshman year, my freshman class was the first freshman class to win homecoming week in like 60 years or something. And we've won 2 out of 3 years. So just like put forth the effort and you'll have fun with it. So that is all my advice. This video is going on 30 minutes right now, which is actually ridiculous. And I really hope this was helpful for you guys. I wanted to pull together pieces of information that I thought would help you. And just really don't stress about it. Just have fun and enjoy your time. But you know, give the effort, you know, do good in school, find your balance, make sure you stay true to yourself, and create yourself, basically. High school is really the time where you kind of build the foundation of who you're going to be. Obviously you're going to change no matter what, but just make sure that who you are like creating as yourself is someone that you're proud of. So I guess that's all I want to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it helped you, and I love you, and good luck to you if you're entering high school. Yay! Class of 2013 for the win though. Bye!